Evening all. So today what we're looking at is the Scout suit. This is a particular favourite of mine. I guess I like the Scout suit because I'm a good proponent of run and gun. I really do enjoy the kind of challenge of being quite easily killable, but also being able to deal quite a bit of damage quickly and getting the hell out. So what we're going to do is look at some basic fits here, and none of these are particularly high skill level fits, so we won't look again in this particular video at some of the later series Scout suits. This will be the basic, also the Dragonfly, which is part of the Merc pack, which is pretty much no different to the Militia suit. So just go to the Militia drop suits and buy a Scout suit and you'll be able to do these fits. So let's kick off. Let's start looking at some of the stuff. Firstly, these are kind of the range of suits that I've now picked up. As you can see, as I'm getting loot in from certain maps, it's also giving me stuff that I can't use yet, so that's why I'm not doing a spotlight on it. But you see that the Militia Scout drop suit is pretty much the same as the Dragonfly suit, so I'll just do that with that today, but just understand the difference. So this is the Scout drop suit. As a suit, it's pretty much aimed at being quick. So its movement speed and its agility are very high. However, its power grid and its CPU are not particularly great. However, that shouldn't stop you fitting some quite interesting fits. I think as a flexible suit, it's more flexible, it's more easy to adapt than the heavy suit, which is pretty limited in terms of what it can do. But with the Scout suit, obviously you can't fit heavy guns, but you can fit pretty useful fits like the shotgun. Now, shotgunning, as of hopefully you've seen in the other videos I've done, shotgunning is something you need speed to do, and the Scout suit is ideal for that. The ability to run in quickly, shoot someone with a single shot, then get out is absolutely critical. So that's why I would favour it over the assault rifle. Although there's nothing wrong with having a Scout suit with an assault rifle, you probably are not getting the full benefit of it. Now, you can, as I'm just showing here, you can fit pretty much any gun to this suit. But the real kind of power, I think, comes from the speed. You need to think what gun with the speed that you have and what's the benefit you get. So naturally, shotgunning is obviously a key one you can use the Scout suit for. I would also say that some of the other things we'll look at a bit later on, you can use pistols, for example. So don't just think inside the box. Try and think outside and think, well, what can I use this Scout suit for? Now, I'm a big fan of drop pads. As I'm sure you've seen in other videos I've done, I drop pads wherever I can because to me they are a way to lever open a map. So whenever I try and do a suit, I will always try and fit something like a drop pad if I can on at least one fit of a suit. So I know that the very first the suit I spawn into on a map, I can load up this suit, run somewhere, capture the points if I need to, and then get some drop pads down, ready to then, when I die, spawn back in a suit more pertinent to the situation. So that's pretty much what I'm showing you here. Now, what these boosters are on the low, those red 2 boosters are, they basically increase your movement speed. Now, these are only the Militia ones, so they increase it, I believe, by 5%. So I basically have, by fitting 2, a 10% speed increase overall. So that means I'm moving at about 10 meters a second, which is actually pretty good. It's about 8.59 plus add the bonus. It's around 9.5, 10 meters per second. Now, that means you can actually run in this character faster than I think most people can turn. So again, if you're going up an opponent who's on the PS3 with a PS3 controller, you can actually run rings around them while they try and spin, particularly if it's a heavy suit. So as a tactical advantage to you, that's probably something to consider. So other guns you can fit to this, obviously the assault rifle is obviously perfectly fine. You can make this a pretty good sniper as well, and let me show you what I would do in terms of a snipe. Sniping generally always will need the ammo forge, otherwise, unless you're using a charge sniper rifle, in which case you've got a lot of shots, generally you are going to need that ammo. And then I'd probably say you do need a damage mod as well, because sniping is all about really just getting as much damage down as you can. So by this point, you're kind of left with empty slots. Don't panic if you've got empty slots. You don't need to fill every single one. Use CPUs and use power grid extenders. if you feel you can squeeze another module on, but it's not the end of the world if you don't fill all the slots. Now with a sniper, I don't really need a sidearm and I don't really need grenades. I could fit them, but it's not essential, you know. And I think that's probably a key point. You need to really appreciate the role that you're going to use this suit for. You know, generally I think people try and fit a single suit that will do everything, and that's a bad idea. Try and have a range of scenarios that you can fit this suit to do. For example, here I'm fitting a fast moving capturer of strategic points for skirmish maps. So this guy is going to have an SMG, which I think are ridiculously overpowered at the moment, and he's going to have a catalyzer to run 5% faster, and he's going to have the hack module for a 10% boost on hacking, and that's effectively it. So a little bit of a damage mod maybe to help some damage, but and then always try and fit grenades on frontline troops, but the reality is that's done. As a character, that's all you need to have a very strong, cheap and capable, fast moving point capturer. Okay, so I think they're really worth the effort. Now let me show you one more fit. This is an interesting one that I think somebody from the channel gave me a hint on. In fact, it was somebody from the Kicking Dust channel was speaking to me about this. Is pistols. I should use scout suits with pistols. And I did some looking into it, and actually it's not a bad idea at all. It's a really good idea, because you can do some quite interesting fits if you just arm yourself with a simple pistol. Now, don't underestimate these pistols. This is the rubbish one. You can get pistols that do significant damage with a single shot. And they're not to be underestimated. The amount of times you come across someone with a good aim with one of these guns, and they blow you away, basically. So, but what you can do with this fit is you can actually be a bit more kind of robust in terms of what you can get in terms of speed. You also have a bit more ability to arm certain things. So, in this case, I could for example do remote explosives. I could do kind of any combination of frontline activities. Knowing that maybe I don't necessarily need that much of a punch. What I'm doing here is just changing also something a bit more sneaky. So I could do a covert scout suit. So by putting profile dampeners, all that means is in the radar in the top left, this person won't appear unless you're very close now, and it just means that you're basically able to fade into the background a lot more. Doesn't mean you're cloaked or anything, but it means you're guiled in some way. And fitting a drop spawn pad on this character with a pistol actually means this could be a covert, behind the lines, hiding kind of guy. So he could just sit in camp, wait for people to capture particular points and blast them. Other things you can do, I'm a big fan of this. This is my laser suit, so it's just a simple cheap laser, a catalyzer and a spawn pad. This for me is ideal for most ambushes that I run. I like ambushes because they're quick and easy on the ISK, and I get a lot of kills with lasers, and therefore having a spawn pad is just perfect. If I could fit an ammo forge, that would be ideal. And then just a final point, you have then the arbiter suit as well. So that's the scout suit. It's a very good suit, and I think not enough people play it. It is very weak, and they are the issues, but the thing is, I would say embrace that weakness. Don't put plates on scout suits because they won't really benefit you. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed that. See you next time.